Welcome back, folks. Today we're going to talk about the Russian secret stealth bomber. This is Captain Air, and let's jump on to the topic. Before we move on, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. The Russian government recently declared that work has started on the prototypes of their upcoming stealth bomber known as Pakda. Considering that China, Russia, and the United States all want to release new platforms within the next 9 years, the market for low observable bonuses is therefore expected to be more competitive than ever by the end of the 2020s. According to the individuals in the conflict zone who made the revelation in 2021, the US is currently manufacturing no less than 5 B-21 Raiders, placing the nation comfortably in the lead in the race to introduce the first new stealth bomber since 1989. The F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning II are two different stealth warplanes that the United States is the only country on Earth to have in service. But the United States' advantage in stealth aviation is starting to diminish, largely due to 2 decades of conflicts with adversaries who had weak or no air defenses. Although the F-35 developed further throughout this period, it was the sole stealth platform to enter U.S. service during the global war on terror. Of the current American stealth jet designs, all of which are more than 10 years old, the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber is by far the oldest. Pakda is a fighter that's entirely new and built on fresh conceptual ideas. Defense sources stated that the Pakda's design has been completed in the summer of 2020 after over 10 years of bureaucratic controversy and fraudulent research and development. The fabrication of airframe components will take place in one of the United Aircraft Corporation's factories, or UAC. The creation of functional design documentation is finished. The shipping of materials has begun. Additionally, it was revealed that the UAC had started building the initial Pakda model, with completion targeted for 2021. 3 Pakda prototypes were reportedly already in production in December 2020. Earlier this month, Russian media outlets announced that the Pakda had finished the first round of performance trials. The Pakda bomber will be able to sneak past the outer layers of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization's air defenses, a military industry insider source told the Russian news agency RT. The aircraft will be able to use some of its weapons, the insider continued. The specifics of the Pakda bomber are currently unknown and are outside the effective engagement range of Western anti-air defense systems. The Pakda is anticipated to have a maximum payload of 30 tons and an operational range of about 12,000 kilometers, though this is not yet confirmed. The Pakda is a flying wing subsonic heavy bomber that favors range-deep penetration capabilities over pure speed and maneuverability, much like its next-generation rivals from China and the US. It's not conceivable to develop a missile-carrying aircraft that's radar invisible and supersonic at the same time, according to Viktor Bondar, commander of Russia's VKS Aerospace Forces. Stealth abilities are emphasized because of this. Though its precise weaponry has not yet been made public, the bomber is capable of transporting both conventional and nuclear weapons, including hypersonic missiles. The Pakda will reportedly start being produced in serial form in 2027. While the United States has been fighting terrorism, its rivals on the national level, Russia and China, have been working frantically to counteract its technological superiority by launching their first stealth fighters in 2010 and 2011, respectively. While both nations are presently engaged in the development of stealth bombers, the Russian Pakda program is apparently further along than China's H-20 program. While the Chinese bomber won't be ready until the end of the decade, the Russian bomber is anticipated to go into service in 2027. Although these terms include a wide spectrum of actual combat capability that won't be fully obvious until the aircraft is put into service. The Russian Air Force aims to employ the Pakda as a long-range, low-observable strategic bomber. In other words, because the bomber hasn't actually been built yet, it's challenging to analyze the Pakda. As a result, it could be the subject of unintentional disinformation in open-source publications as well as planned propaganda. TASS, a government-owned media outlet, reported that the new bomber would have flying wings like the American B-2 Spirit and B-21 Raider. It would be a formidable subsonic platform capable of transporting hypersonic weaponry, cruise missiles, and precision bombs. As of right now, Russia has finished constructing a scale model of potential cockpit designs and a full-size mock-up of the aircraft. Numerous smaller composite models have also been built for wind tunnel testing. Russia announced plans to begin testing its first prototype aircraft in 2023, making their goal of entering service in 2027 possible, if still far-fetched. Russia is one of just 3 countries, along with the United States and China, to create a stealth aircraft program domestically and bring it into operation. But not every sneaky rival is made equal. Russian stealth technology is far less advanced than that of its American and even Chinese rivals. The Sukhoi Su-57, the only operational stealth fighter in the country, is probably the least stealthy fifth-generation fighter in service right now, and the Pakta's prospects aren't much better either. How stealthy is Pakta? Of course, rather than a single stealth technology, a variety of overlapping technologies, production methods, and combat tactics collaborate to limit or avoid the identification of an aircraft flying through contested airspace. To conceal the enormous heat produced by their engines, which are vulnerable to infrared detection and targeting, stealth aircraft must take special care to restrict their radar return in the 21st century. They also must have some kind of electronic warfare or jamming capability. For a good reason, the Packing Day makes use of our flying wing design, which is reminiscent of Northrop's B-2 and the upcoming B-21 Raider. The B-2 is perhaps one of the most stealthy airplanes in the skies right now, capable of outsmarting even low-frequency Raider stealth fighters with minimal projecting wings or fins and no hard angles to reflect radar back at the transmitting array. The Pakta is off to a good start by continuing down this road. On the other hand, Russia's failure to mass-build aircraft with the incredibly fine production standards needed for a stealth fighter or bomber limits its ability to operate in stealth mode. A radar return appears to be possible between body panels, much like an open weapons bay door. Since Russia is well aware of its lack of stealth, its air warfare strategy doesn't share America's emphasis on opposing or postponing detection. Russian engineers view stealth as merely one of many crucial elements, and one that may not be worth prioritizing above more traditional aims such as speed or maneuverability. The US prioritizes stealth first in the creation of these platforms. As a matter of fact, statements made in Russian official media suggest that the Pakta may not be all that stealthy, stating that the aircraft will use long-range weapons to complete its mission without ever leaving the shield of Russian air defense systems. In order to compare the payload to its rival, the upcoming American stealth bomber, the B-21 Raider, is anticipated to only carry 30,000 pounds. In contrast, the B-2 Spirit, which is currently in service, can carry 40,000 pounds. The supersonic B-1B Lancer and reliable B-52 Stratofortress are two American non-stealth bombers with a payload capacity of 75,000 pounds and 70,000 pounds respectively. In other words, we anticipate huge things from this new stealth bomber. Russian officials have claimed that their new bomber will be more capable than the B-21. This comparably payload capacity may be the reason for their assertion. The Pakta will be able to transport a wide range of conventional and nuclear munitions according to Russian publications. Although specifics on how this would be accomplished are still unclear, it's also predicted that it'll interact in some way with air drones. It's possible that all of these weapons will be carried internally despite the bomber's alleged lack of stealth. The arsenal of weapons will include the most latest hypersonic missiles that Russia is producing. The Kinzhal will probably come first. The experimental model is currently being constructed. According to a source in the Russian aircraft industry, the demonstration model will be available by 2023. The subsonic Pakta will be equipped with hypersonic weapons. In addition, drones will help it fly. An air-launched hypersonic ballistic missile called the KH-47M2 Kinzhal has a renowned range of more than 2,000 kilometers and a renowned top speed of above Mach 10. The missile is more than 30 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima at the close of World War I, with a potential nuclear yield of 500 kilotons. Both conventional and nuclear warheads can be carried by it. The Russian military claims that because of the missile's remarkable speed and maneuverability while in flight, it can defeat any current US air defense system. It's remarkable that American defense officials similarly cautioned against dismissing the threat that hypersonic missiles would pose to American targets by pointing out that current air defense systems cannot intercept them. In 2021, Russia debuted the KH-95 long-range hypersonic missile, a brand new air-launched weapon that'll probably end up in the Pakta's payload bay. So, this is the secret weapon of Russia. Today, we have learned a lot about both America's and Russia's bomber planes and stealth fighters. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and push the bell icon below to watch some interesting topics like this. Also, share your thoughts and comments in the comment section below.